it's Sam from Elvis Duran in the Morning Show, and I am here with iHeartRadio Broadway at the Marquee Theater because we have a special treat. We're going to check out the inner workings of Tootsie with Zenni Optical, my favorite eyewear. And just for the sake of, I got to get to character, can I have my official Tootsie? I mean, when you have the Santino Fontana glasses, you wear them. So let's go meet our new friend, Andy Grotelueschen. He's going to show us all about what it's like to be in Tootsie.
Oh, hello.
Andy, hi. Sam.
Hi, Sam.
How
Andy.
are you? Nice to meet you.
Sure, my pleasure. Do you want to see my dressing room?
We'd love that.
Come on in.
I love this. The casual and dressy collared shirt under the robe.
This is just how I lounge.
Little this, little of that. This is the biggest dressing room I have ever seen.
Welcome.
This is huge.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, how do you explain this? This is not how most Broadway actors get to live, get to prep.
Oh yeah, well this is my first Broadway musical, so I said I just want to make sure that I get 3 sinks.
Right.
I share this palatial suite with John Bellman, who's also in our show.
Gosh.
And I mean, we even have our own toilets.
I was hoping they would be like monogrammed.
I know.
Like above each bowl.
Right.
Wow. There's a whole workout station here, just in case you guys want to get a quick sweat in.
Yeah, this is the office. We still haven't really decided what we're doing with this space.
I know, just so much to work with. So what time do you like to get here before curtain and just kind of get used to your space, your pre-performance head?
Right, yes, pre-performance head.
Pre-performance head.
I tend to get here like usually an hour ahead of time, and then it's just because like the city can be crazy, and also like it's in Midtown.
Yeah.
So like getting out of there and sort of shaking off all the city and everything.
There's a lot to shake off.
Yeah. So then I come in here and usually mostly hang out with John, but also sometimes I roll around on the floor and I do vocal exercises and things because I'm very well trained.
Right,
yes.
right. Well, okay, you do have to have a pre-show ritual of sorts. Do you do your own vocal warm-ups, or do you guys have, like, how does that work?
Nah, we all do whatever we do. Yeah, and mine is I basically just lie on the floor and I do these sort of breathing exercises and a lot of humming.
Okay.
And then I do some stretching. I got a bad back.
Okay,
So,
that's just good sense then. That's smart.
Yeah, Yeah, I warm up like a grandfather.
I feel like with your character, some of your prep should be just like striking looks in the mirror.
Right. Practicing not moving too much.
The subtle, exactly, kind of judgment.
Yeah.
I was trying to describe your character to a friend of mine because I got to see you a couple weeks back, and I said, your character is one that wouldn't exist on stage as the comic relief 10 years ago. He's such an evolved kind of form of comedy where he's small and it's hugely hilarious. It's not this big Earl kind of comedy that is a little more traditional.
Have I got a joke for you?
Exactly. You're very contained in your humor, and it doesn't matter. It reaches the whole audience. It's hilarious.
Well, I there is something that is like there's very much a power of stillness, I think, on stage, where like there's lots of movement. Like this is always what we want to do when we're on stage, because it's like here, don't lose me, because if you feel like you're in Jurassic Park, if you stop moving, they won't see you.
Right.
But actually, I think that they see you more, and they sort of wonder like, why aren't you moving so much? So there is some intentionality there, but also when you're in a show like this and there's all of the things that are going on and your roommate, the star of the show, is, he's dressed as a woman and he's doing all of these crazy things, it's like you kind of need somebody who's just like there saying, why don't we just pause and think about what we're doing a little bit?
You're the counterweight.
Yeah. Brian Strumwasser, head of our hair and wig department, and we'll see his station soon. He made these amazing, our Virgin Dorothy Michaels.
She is a blessing.
Yeah. And we actually got to use these when we had that blackout.
Oh, I love practical gifts.
Yes, I know. And you're not allowed to light these indoors, of course, except on that night because we had a blackout.
Listen.
And they're like, hey!
We've got so many stairs in this building. We're lighting a candle.
Right?
That is awesome.
Yeah. Here we go. This is that's from the movie. It actually is the movie. This is a laser disc.
Well, okay. not to millennial myself out, but a what?
Oh, wow. Okay, so...
I thought it was the cast, like the album from
right?
the
Yeah, I know.
show.
I know. But see, back in the 90s, they put movies on these. And you stuck these in a giant, space-aged record player that made videos out of this. They thought that we were going to have this instead of DVDs.
Listen, it is pretty cool. Oh, and there's 2 of them.
Oh,
There's part 1 and 2.
Come on, it's double disc.
Because we can't fit.
Oh, I think these are supplemental chapters.
Okay. The boat, like the bloopers, is on one of them.
Right.
That's...
Oh, here. This bag. This bag I made for opening night gift for the whole cast.
Oh, that's really lovely.
And it's actually a cut joke from the show, which was my favorite joke in the show, where the director, Reg,
Yes.
Ron Carlisle,
Who I immediately recognized from Friends, which is horrible. It was such a deep dive appreciation.
Uh-huh.
I love him.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
Uh-huh. So his character is talking to Julie, and he's trying to get with her, and he's trying to explain why he's the kind of particular person that he is.
Right.
You gotta understand, I grew up in a very formal household. At family dinner parties, my parents used to make us Robert for apples.
Oh my God, I missed that on the show. That is so bougie.
I know, it's
That is fantastic joke.
It's so wonderful. And then, we had it through preview, and we would actually, I would hold hands with somebody and listen every night to see how it played. And sometimes it just never got anything, or it got pause and then laughter. The director wanted to cut it so quick, but it was like I fought for it and fought for it and fought for it, so we had to memorialize it.
Good for you.
And I will also tell that joke as often as I can.
That is amazing.
Oh, hello! Oh, hello, the hair department. But this, so this is the wig room. But so you can imagine all of the things that happen here. There's many, many wigs in the show, in addition to just Santino's wigs.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, nope,
and
done
there are 8
counting.
that are missing right here that are already in place for the show today.
How many are used for one?
8 per performance, but he has 17 total.
8 per performance? That is incredible.
And that's just Santino.
Yeah.
So he's also covered by Jeff and by Nick. So they have additional wigs.
Yes.
Nick not so many, but Jeff has a lot.
Yeah, they have 8 each.
Are there certain wigs that only you are allowed to put on, and then the
All of
ones
them.
he throws on during the,
I see.
you know what I mean, like Lucy or Goosey kind of moments?
He does have a few that he puts on and off himself over the course of the show.
Those are the ones you triple stitch that to make sure.
Yeah, they've got extra hairspray on
There
them.
we go, something like that. Wow, these are incredible. I mean, we've got all the characters here.
Yes.
Look.
Isn't it weird to see their hair?
This is my hair goals. Look at a little bit of Lily Cooper.
We have quick changes in the show that are 25 seconds or less, where we change costumes and hair in 25 seconds or less.
You said that, and
Yeah.
I got anxiety a little bit.
It's Broadway magic.
Oh, good for you guys, because it works.
I mean, this is sort of everything's sort of ready to go.
Wow, everything's lined up. This is your bar.
Yep. This is my bar. So that's ready to go. But first, there'll be a little subway action that'll happen.
Everything's just on rails, so it's slides
Yep.
out beautifully.
Yep, it's all powered from below the stage. But these things, you think, you watch a Broadway show and you're like, oh, look at the pretty automation. Oh, it's so sophisticated. It's also a bunch of guys, picking up things and moving them over here and attaching them to cranes and lifting them up into the sky.
And then the moment it comes on stage, it's so effortless. I did love how they did this.
Isn't it great?
To have half of, these really over-colored buildings and then just the bones.
Right?
This is a very cool set. Welcome to New York.
Yeah, David Rockwell. He's a genius. And also, because these are they're translucent, so they can be lit from the back, and it has this kind of very watercolory feel when you watch it, so that it feels a little bit like a kind of vibrant painting.
I get that. Very nice.
I have a half an hour break.
Are you up all the way back in your dressing room for that?
Not in my dressing room, but in Michael McGraw's dressing room, which is right next door, and me and Sarah Stiles and McGraw play rummy every night for a half an hour and eat snacks.
That might be my favorite during show tradition I've heard.
Oh, it's great.
Does it ever get heated?
Yeah, we've had to go back and study some rules because there was some shouting about you can't do that. That's not how you play rummy. And it's whoa, that's what we did before. But
Just set the lines. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid it escalates to I'm not getting on stage with him.
well, but this is the
There's
thing.
no way.
Sometimes it comes. Sometimes the card playing, because Sarah and I had some drama, and then we came on for our scene, and I was like, oh, we're bringing it on stage.
That works. You're making lemonade with that one.
Oh.
Very nice.
Just it gives the the Tuesday night audience just a little extra vim.
It's like method acting, starting with
Sort of.
Rummy.
Sort of. So actually, in Act 2, I've got a pretty big break, and this rack isn't here. That chair comes over here, and then Chris Keene, who is the head stage carp, he sits here, and we talk about his family, and he might tell me some jokes or something. Yeah, so we just...
Regular catch-up sesh.
Yes, but it's like, the backstage thing is that the show, what you see on stage is choreographed, but everything backstage is choreographed too. And what your track ends up becoming is choreographed. So like you see the same people. It's like, hello, good to see you as I pass through here. Or we're going to have, 20 seconds
Right.
of some kind of exchange. So then we turn that into a game. All those different things. It's a very bizarre...
There's an entire story happening backstage while we're watching
Yes.
a very specific one on the stage.
We're doing stuff to each other, trying to mess each other up on stage. Lots of like weird high five games.
Now that's what these people are
Scaring
going to be
people.
looking for.
Oh yeah,
Some kind of
Yeah.
weird high five game happening during
yeah.
the show.
Well, but it doesn't happen on stage.
Right here, yes. Right here, no.
Right,
Just don't cross the line.
right. One of the things that was most affecting was when we were in Chicago, and it was the first time that we do a thing called a Sitzprobe, which is the first time that you have the full orchestra that you're playing with and that you're singing with, and you don't do it on stage. You do it like we did it in a smaller room, like that was like off the lobby, and so you're there with all the musicians, and you've got microphones, and then it was time to do your song,
Yeah.
and you're like, you start to do it, and you hear all of the orchestrations and all of the instrumentation, and you're like, God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And you just try to sing along with it. And then when that changes and you get on stage and you can feel the orchestra underneath you, and you're in this house, and and I say literally feel the vibrations from the saxophones underneath you as you're singing your song, I'm so glad that I'm almost 40 and I'm having this experience for the first time, because I can really appreciate it. It's like a really special new thing. Wow.
It's a very rare kind of finding that you get to have experience.
Yeah.
So I have one more request.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you would be able to show me a little bit of your choreography from your very chill.
Oh, my coffee.
That didn't even take the whole question. I'm so happy right now.
What do you want? This is where the steps originate.
Okay.
In the wrists.
Okay.
This is where all the dancing comes from.
It's kind of like an I told you so make fun of moment if you haven't gotten to see the show yet.
Oh,
which
right.
you should.
Yes. But so then because it's a musical theater show, right? And my roommate, Michael Dorsey, is dressing up as a woman to be in a Broadway show. So then I do some Broadway dance moves. And Buffalo gotta shuffle off to Buffalo. Jazz square, jazz hands, trenches. And I sort of do that until I force the audience to applaud, or they're old and they don't.
Andy, thank you so much for bringing us backstage into your world. This is an incredible show. If you have not seen Tootsie, I recommend two things. One, see it, but two, also stop off at Zenny Optical online and maybe get an official pair of Dorothy Michaels eye gear. This way you could just be fully immersed in the culture.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Live the show.
Live the show. Guys, you're going to love it. Come check out Tootsie.
Yeah. Thanks. Come see the show.